Nothing.
House on the mend.
Hi, I'm Mike with House on the Mend, and in this video we are going to be reviewing the Taili Puncture Resistant Gloves. Now, I'm neither paid nor sponsored by Taili, but they did reach out and sent me these gloves for free for my independent review. The gloves were shipped in their own box instead of stapled to a piece of cardboard like most gloves I buy. The first thing I noticed was how soft and pliable the gloves were. Immediately after unboxing them in late November, I went for a hike with Maverick. And it was cold. Insanely quiet out here. The only thing I can hear is the snow falling on my jacket. For the most part, my hands were warm and comfortable, but as I was swinging my arms while walking, I could feel the cold air penetrating right here along the outside web of my thumb and forefinger. I tested the touchscreen capability feature and found that it did work on my phone screen, but was kind of hit or miss, requiring me to be very deliberate. Interestingly, the results were far better with my Apple Watch. And I had no issues with my Carpi-Ride touchscreen display. I volunteer with my local county search and rescue team, and we are required to carry a tree saw to help clear fallen trees and branches from trails. The silicone pattern on the palm provides excellent grip when using hand tools. Tree saw teeth are incredibly sharp, but it did not puncture my gloves nor leave any signs of damage. Oh, I don't think they're horse-proof. It is great not getting hurt by this barbed wire. Just nothing. It's wonderful.
I don't think I've ever had a pair of gloves where I could do this. Remove a nail with my thumb. No damage. I've been wearing these gloves daily for just over 2 months. In that time, I've carried, marked, and cut lumber with no splinters, driven screws, shoveled horse manure, wiped down a borrowed tractor, removed nails, cut pipe straps, broken the ice out of horse waterers in 28-degree temperatures. Just not the same anymore in these leather gloves. My hands are just so cold. I'm spoiled. I've worked tools with small buttons like this tire inflator. And I've cut chicken wire and sheets of metal roofing, both of which are dangerously sharp. Well, through all that testing, these gloves have stood the rigors of all that work. The only signs of wear are right here on the thumb and the forefinger of my right hand. This is the hand where I reach into my pouch and I grab screws. You can see these leather gloves here, which I really like, but they get stiff over time from the sweat in your hands, and they have to be kind of reconstituted with your hand moisture to get soft again over time. I built the chicken coop with these and completely wore away the middle finger, as you see there, from reaching into my pouch and grabbing wood screws. So this tiny little bit of wear right there, and then the stitching for the little pads they install that enable you to use electronic devices, is really the only visible wear on these gloves. You can see a little bit of paint and glue and whatnot, but through building the goat house, the attic ladder, working on my van, and wearing these to several search and rescue training as well as call-outs, they've stood the test of time really well. So I am playing as a decoy for our county's canine search and rescue team, so I'm hiding under a tree here. It is snowing. It's pretty cold, and I'm sitting still. And this is among the only times where my hands feel cold in these gloves. When I'm actively moving and working, they are fantastic. But I think sitting still like this, I'd be better off with my fingers together in mittens rather than individualized fingered gloves. Now, these gloves aren't meant for cold weather use. It just so happens that I receive them in the winter months. But my wife saw a great posting on Instagram where if you put typical latex or rubber gloves underneath your work gloves, they will significantly cut down on the wind and the chill getting to your hands. I tried that and it works excellent. Now, speaking of hands, mine are pretty big. Whenever I buy gloves, they have to be at a minimum large, sometimes extra large, depending on the manufacturer. And in the case of these gloves, they actually feel like maybe a size, half a size too big. So I would definitely use this measurement chart to pick the right size gloves for you. If I had to do it all over again, I might actually go with a medium and just see how they felt. Now, admittedly, I don't have the ability to test the claimed 6.9 newtons of needle resistance, but I think the tree saw, barbed wire, and backing out nails are more than adequate real-world examples of puncture resistance.
Nothing.
So if you found this video helpful, will you please give it a thumbs up? It's really helpful to the channel. Also, please consider subscribing. I work really hard to put out good quality content. We've got more tool type video reviews, as well as my next how-to video is going to be how I built this goat house out of a oversized pallet that was used to deliver our swing set. And it's really easy. You just go on to Rumble or YouTube, click follow or subscribe. It's really helpful. Now, I'd like to thank Taili for sending me these gloves and giving me 2 months or more. They never complained about how long it was taking me to do the review, to really thoroughly test them and see how well they hold up to a lot of use. I think it takes a lot of courage for a company to just send out their product with no preconceived notions about timelines or what I'm going to say, no requests to see the video ahead of time. And so I appreciate that. Until next time, thank you for watching.